Good morning, everyone. Let me begin with something simple. When you hear the word patriotism, what comes to your mind? The flag, the national anthem, standing proudly for your country? Maybe, but I believe patriotism is much more than a symbol. Before I begin, I would first like to pay my highest respect to our Honorable Chair of Ceremonies, our Honorable Judges, our organizing committee, my fellow contestants, and everyone joining us here today. My name is KIAN Miguel Abonin from the Faculty of Civil Aviation. It is both an honor and a privilege to stand before you and speak on the topic. The implementation of the law on military service is an expression of patriotism. But what is patriotism? According to Merriam-Webster, patriotism is the love for or devotion to one's country. And today, that idea has become especially meaningful in Cambodia. But before we go on, I would like to begin and make something clear. I am Filipino. I am not a Cambodian citizen, but I am living among Cambodians, studying with my Cambodian classmates. And because of that, I believe I have a responsibility not to speak for the Cambodian youth, but to speak with respect about what patriotism and responsibility means for them. So what should Cambodian youth do when the law of military service is implemented? First, respect the law and understand its purpose. Cambodia's constitution states that every Khmer citizen is obligated to participate in national progress and defend the motherland in accordance with the law. The newly enacted military service law requires every Cambodian male citizens between 18 and 25 years old to serve for 24 months with certain exceptions provided by law. So, for eligible young Cambodians, following the law is not simply about following an order. It can represent something deeper, a willingness to take responsibility for the country they call home. And let me ask everyone here, is patriotism only about saying I love my country? No, right? Because patriotism is also about asking, what can I do for my country? Second, serve with discipline, not resentment. Military disciplines can develop more than physical strength. According to information surrounding Cambodia's new military service framework, its program is intended to develop discipline, physical fitness, teamwork, patriotism, and practical skills that can be used by young people even after their service. Because these qualities are not useful only inside a military camp. It can be useful in a classroom, a workplace, or especially when facing a crisis. So, a country is not only built by strong soldiers, it is also built by disciplined citizens. Third, serve beyond the uniform. And I think this is something many young people, including myself, can understand. Not everyone will become soldiers, but everyone can still contribute. You can be a teacher, a lawyer, a doctor, or a nurse. Even a young person can still contribute to the country by being honest, respectful, responsible, and willing to help others, because that is also patriotism. Research discussed by the American Psychological Association distinguishes constructive patriotism from blind patriotism. Constructive patriotism means loving one's country while also willing to contribute to and improve it instead of following it without question. And so, many Cambodians listening today, loving your country does not mean being perfect. It means being willing to make your country better. As a Filipino studying in Cambodia, I am not allowed to wear the Cambodian uniform. But I have stood with Cambodian youth throughout many years, and I have learned something. A country becomes stronger when its young people are willing to take responsibility for its future. So let us not define patriotism by only what we are willing to say. Let us define it by what we are willing to do. So when the youth stands up and say, I am ready to serve, I am ready to learn, I am ready to contribute, that is more than duty. That is patriotism. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
BELTEI International University, the future of global leaders.